I read some of the accounts from Egypt. The protesters saying, oh, the police shouldn't even stand in our way. You know, how dare they? Our honor has been, violated. We must go and avenge it. Man, we need to kick out, at the very least, kick out the American ambassador. What are you talking about? So this talk in Egypt about kicking out the American ambassador, I know it's not the government, it's some of the protesters. But attacking the embassy, ripping down the American flag, and it's not just Egypt, Yemen, Morocco, Tunisia, and of course Libya. In Libya, we think it was a coordinated attack, but there were originally protesters there in the first place, right? And all with this idea, oh my God, we have been offended. Look, we're not telling you who to elect in your elections. Mohammed Morsi won. He's the head of the Muslim Brotherhood, and his party won the Egyptian elections. But you don't get to tell us how we run our government. In this country, we have freedom of speech. Sometimes you don't like some of that speech. We have a term for that here. It's called sad day for you. Okay, so, oh my God, I was so offended, I'm going to go violently attack someone. As I've said a million times, you're signaling surrender. You're saying my ideas suck. I am a weakling. I cannot fight with ideology. I believe that my religion is not actually correct. Because if your religion was correct, wouldn't Almighty Allah be able to deal with this without your sorry help? No, but what you're saying is, oh my God, my ideas are so bad, I must defend them with violence because I cannot defend them intellectually. So then you go and attack all these people. And this request that we not only withdraw our ambassador from Egypt, from some of the protesters, but that the U.S. actually ban the movie, and some are saying arrest the filmmaker, but that's not our laws, that's not how it works. So you have no right to tell us how to run our country. And we're not going to ban the movie. Mohammed Morsi, the leader of Egypt, is talking about how the U.S. should ban the movie. Yeah, well, if you were the president of the United States, I guess that's how it would work. But you're not. We make the laws here, and our amendments are very clear. Our Constitution is very clear. We have the right to free speech. And if someone doesn't like Islam here, too bad. Then they don't like it. You're allowed not to like Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Mormonism, and Islam. And you're allowed to say whatever you want about the Prophet Muhammad. And by the way, for people who don't believe in Islam, it's not their prophet. Why can't they say something about it? Why can't they draw a picture about it? That makes no sense. If you're Muslim and you don't want to draw a picture of Muhammad, have at it, horse. Don't draw a picture of anything. Go crawl up in your basement, okay? But if we want to draw pictures, we're Americans. We frickin' draw pictures, okay? And look, you're telling me, oh, what if the Mormons get offended? Well, I can't talk about their prophet and the magic glasses he wore while reading the magic tablet. I don't give a damn if the Mormons are offended. That sounds crazy. By the way, your prophet walking on water also sounds crazy. And bringing people back from the dead, that's the Christians. I mean, you want to talk about Old Testament? Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? Oh, sprinkle the goat blood here, and if you eat a shrimp, God will hate you forever. And then you want to talk about Islam. Oh, we got a bucket full of problems there. So you don't get to tell us what to do, okay? So take your protests and you know what to do with them. You protect our embassies because that's your job. That's your responsibility as a government to protect all the embassies. By the way, that's United States territory. I would say you should breach it at your own cost. Be careful. Okay, now when it's ideas, we got no problems. You can have all the ideas in the world. And Mohammed Morsi or anybody else in Egypt or in Yemen or Tunisia can say the most terrible things about America. Have at it, hoss. I don't care. You're not going to offend me. I'm agnostic. Oh my God, you're going to go to hell. You're going to burn forever. Good. Okay, that's what you think. I don't give a damn what you think. But you know what? Do a giant protest. Do 1,000 people, 100,000 people saying, oh, Cenk Uygur, I'll tell you what, Yahweh and Allah, when they get a hold of him. Okay, great. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. But when you cross the boundary and you take violent action, that is unacceptable. So I'm concerned about how this is developing, and time after time. And look, one last thing. I know why some Muslims feel this way. I grew up Muslim. And there's this deep anger because they keep getting crushed by the current system. So whether it's the Palestinians or the feelings that the Egyptians have in terms of, you know, how they are treated by the West, let alone what happened in Iraq. It's not that I don't understand where the anger comes from. It's not that I don't understand that you feel a certain degree of humiliation and you want to strike back. But this is not the way. The way to do it is you win. You win economically. You win diplomatically. You win politically. That's fair game. You want to do that? Great, okay? But this is not the way to fight back. And it just makes you look weaker, not stronger, when you seem so defensive, like, oh my God, I can't believe they offended me. Who says that? A third grader cries when they get offended. It is not a position of strength. You should reconsider it.